Good morning. So today it has become the day. Sorry, it's a little windy too. So today has become the day in which we take our starts and we put them in the ground. And I'm kind of a little late, but I was late starting them. So some of them are still kind of small, but I think they'll be all right. They'll be fine. I also went to a little right up the road. There's like a little road stand. It's a decent size one, pretty big size, and picked up some broccoli because Chastity wants some broccoli. She didn't tell me that till after I had already started all the seeds. So, but I picked up some broccoli starts from there. I also picked up some garlic. Some garlic. Sorry. Back up. Got to back up. But I got some garlic starts. Not starts, but garlic. God, what do they call it, man? I just got some garlic so we can plant some garlic. Wade said that he will use his garden for us to plant some garlic. Isn't that right? Because the first time we did his garden, we kind of messed up and our carrot seeds didn't start. So then he decided he wanted to plant some corn. Isn't that right? And the corn's going to take a little while. So I think we're going to throw some garlic in there for him to take care of. He's excited about that. So we're going to do that. And then also I got about 2.5 pounds of snap beans. Snap peas. And I'm going to can those today too. So just a fun-filled day. So look at these. They're very beautiful. Very beautiful. See, they're good size. Like here's like a small one. This one didn't really do anything. Here, this one. Other than that, and there's one like in the back over here. It's kind of small. And I told you, like, I wasn't just gonna give up on them because sometimes they'll sprout a little late. One thing I did forget, of course, because typical me, is the fact that I can't remember if gray. I'm pretty sure I think gray is Nope, I'm not gonna try to guess because yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my my video. Hey, this would be collards, Brussels, cabbage. About when I started. Yes, sir.
I need to go pee.
We'll go pee. You're a boy, pee outside. So that's what I mean. Obviously, I can carry this with my hand. So, but I brought the golf cart just to save me some time. For some reason, I thought I had more, but no. Typical me. Typical me. So now I can cut these lights off. Anyway, there's no point. Off. What are we doing? Whatever. Just unplug it. Unplug it. Grab these waters, and then that way, it'll be done. I think a mistake I made was putting them down here because I did kind of forget about them. I didn't come down to the basement as often as possible, as often as I should have, and I kind of forgot about them. So they got dry a couple times, but not too bad. They're already pretty established, and so I'm pretty sure I'm still just going to keep them down there because we don't have any room up in the house. And, but I've got to figure out. I think I'm going to make. I did my live down there. If you saw my live, it's on there now. But I did my live down there, and I talked about how I might make it like my office area, just to have a little bit of a quiet place, and the kids can play down there and stuff too. So that way, it gives them a little bit different room for playing and I'm gonna go this way. We're playing and having fun. That way they're not stuck upstairs. And, so we'll kind of make that our little thing. Here's my loofah bush. I have so many. I'm actually really excited for this one, just because it's gonna be really cool looking. They smell so neat. I know you can eat them, but I don't think I'm gonna really try to eat one. But there's so many on here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a bunch. I planted one one plant. And I read that they'll produce like 40, and it's doing it. But yeah, so I've got 2 inside in the windowsill. Inside on the windowsill right now, drying. I just opened them up this morning, and I've already done 2 other ones, so that's 4 so far, and then all of those. It's pretty cool. But in this row, my rows, because I have more than I expected to have, this row down here where I was able to actually put some straw, this is where I'm going to plant my cabbage and collards and broccoli. And then over, I think on one of those rows, well, actually I'm gonna cut down these I don't know, you can't see it. I'm gonna cut down the okra. They're ready to come down. Cut those down, and that's probably where I'll plant the Brussels, just because Wade said he'll cut them down. Let's see it. Yep, nope. It's a little tougher. You got. Listen, we got to cut them down here. We got to actually. I'm gonna have to do it because we're gonna cut it down here. Okay.
I can just pull it down.
But our peppers are actually still doing really well. So I'm just gonna leave them in, and this one kind of needs to be picked up. But all our purple ones are small. But hey, they've kind of been small the whole time. But bell peppers are still good.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure we'll just leave those. We'll just leave those in. But we're gonna get rid of these okra plants, and then that's probably where I'll do my Brussels. And then I need to cut some grass and fill up my hugelkultur bed, which is actually doing. Oh, there's a skink. It's doing pretty good. I mean, breaking down stuff. But it's a little windy out here. I know right now it's been calm while I've been talking, which is great. So what I'm gonna do is set you at the end of the bed, and I'll work towards you, and we'll space these out the best we can. We might have to use 2 rows, but I'm gonna stagger them. Definitely the cabbage, I'm gonna stagger them. Alright, so we've spaced them out appropriately. So with your collards and your cabbage, anywhere between 24 and 36 inches apart. So being able, when I staggered them in a Z pattern, I was able to accomplish that. And then, so I've got my collards up front, my cabbage back here, and then I'll plant my my broccoli right here in the back row. And honestly, I might see with my Brussels sprouts, sprouts. Huh. Sometimes they've got 2 plants in them. So a couple of them have 2. I'll separate those. So I thought I might have enough room at the very end of this row where I can do the Brussels, but I don't think it will. So that's when we'll plant them. Honestly, I'm gonna move this because it really shouldn't even be there anyways. And I have a back end of a row right here where my beans and everything are planted, so I'll probably plant them in here. I've got some ants I gotta get rid of first though. got our rows planted. Now we have to get rid of this ant pile. And one of the ways I get rid of ants is I take a ant pile from a different area, take my shovel, pick up some, and slap them into that bed, because they will fight to the death. Now let's see if we can't find any that are fighting each other. Let's start. Back up, ants. Over here, I grabbed some from that bed and threw on this bed next to this tree.
Look at all that fighting. Some of them are fighting.
Yeah. Right here is like a little scuffle going on, biting each other, fighting each other. But I mainly took some from this one and put over there because I want that gone. This one, the other way I get rid of ants, is with gasoline and a match. It's a little windy, so I'll probably hold off on doing that right now. So I will actually just dig up more of these and take them over to a different pile, and then that way I can get in my bed right here, so I can plant my Brussels sprouts. All right, so we finished planting our Brussels. I've got these 4 out. You can see that they're small, so I'm actually going to take these back inside and give them a little bit more time to get a little bit more established. I was going to put them out here and just kind of wing it, but I like to kind of have a little bit more, give them a little bit more time and a little better chance of survival. But everything else in my garden, in my bed, is good. Got collards, cabbage, broccoli, Brussels. So I think one of the biggest things too is I'm glad I chose right here because I did not plant anything in this row this year, just because I didn't have anything to plant. So the soil underneath it is nice, and it's just nice underneath that black tarp. So I'm not pulling that up, and then we'll cut these down and get rid of that. And other than those couple things, my biggest thing I have to worry about is the fact that the 2 little silky mix chickens, during my night raid I took them into the big pen and left them in there for a little bit, but then they got out and I clipped their wings, put them back in, they got out. So they can fit through the little door where my gate is, they can fit through the holes. So I've got to work on that, because they will come over here and they will just spread everything around, dig into it, and that's fine if I don't have plants that I want to keep safe. I do have row cover that I will cover these with, that way until they get even more established and I can kind of keep the bugs away. That's those 2 things, the chickens and the bugs, that we've got to keep out of our garden right now. There. So now dinosaur separates our garlic from our corn. Okay? Good job. All right, so we got our row cover on. Keep in mind, the whole time he has not said one word. All right, we get it. Hush. Got the row cover on. Keep in mind this is temporary, because you see how low it is. This is some scraps I had. I'll punch him right in his throat. Just whammy! Hey, quiet. Like, hush for a minute. Give me 10 seconds. Temporary. I've got to get some piping. That way I can go over it, make a little hoop, and then I've got to order some more of the cover. That way it'll fit over the coop. And I want to get some clips. Right now I have you can see I got rocks, blocks, bricks, and some staples. Right now I let the Brussels exposed because everything over here has a little bit of they're like recessed because of the straw. The Brussels don't have that, so I didn't want to put cover on them and squish them down. So we'll just have to keep an eye on them as they grow for right now till I can get the other material I need to do it better and bigger. Which, I mean, that's my fault. I should have already got the material because of last season. I didn't even think about it. I didn't do very much, so I had to piece it, and it's not gonna work. It'll work hopefully for now, being temporary, but even being this little bit of wind, I'm still kind of worried. I'm glad that we got through the hurricane, so hope another one doesn't come through and take my cover away. But that's such life, though. So we'll work through it. We got Wade's garlic planted, and now I think I'm gonna tidy up around the garden a little bit, cut this, add the grass to the hugelkultur bed, and then I'm gonna chill out for a bit, and then I will. I'm gonna chill out for a bit. After that, I'm gonna attempt to can those beans. I look forward. I got two. Did I tell you? I did that. All right. Yeah, I got 2.5 pounds of beans. So I look forward to canning those. I'm like, I don't know, canning that broth and doing it. I'm in like this canning mood now. I get to sit outside. I get to watch TV, have the canner going. I don't have to be stuck inside. Like I'm so happy. Like it's not an outdoor kitchen, but I'm so happy I get to be outside. I'm gonna chill out for a bit. After that, I'm gonna attempt to can those beans. I look forward. I got two. Did I tell you? I did that. All right. Yeah, I got 2.5 pounds of beans. So I look forward to canning those. I'm like, I don't know, canning that broth and doing it. I'm in like this canning mood now. I get to sit outside. I get to watch TV, have the canner going. I don't have to be stuck inside. Like I'm so happy. Like it's not an outdoor kitchen, but I'm so happy I get to be outside. This brings back the good old days. I used to sit down here at my grandma's house, my great grandma's house, and we would snap peas and just sit there, and sometimes it was just quiet. We talked sometimes, but it was just like a core memory I used to have of her when we would just sit there. We actually would sit in the garage. We wouldn't sit on the porch, and also didn't have a TV. So I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna make her soul happy and snap these beans, watch a little bit of TV, and then I'll can them. So we just finished our snapping of the peas, and so we're gonna go wash them up. I gotta find a good pea recipe, like not pea, I guess, but bean recipe. Jesse's grandma has one, and she's like, I don't think it's even anything different, but she has like the best green beans, canned green beans ever. So I'm gonna go look up a recipe, get these things canned. I know you don't want to watch me can some other stuff right now, because this is my first time doing beans, so I'm not gonna do a how-to or even really show it, in case I screw up. But yeah, so I appreciate you hanging out with us today, and I'm glad we were able to get some stuff planted and get things in the ground and get it going. And so appreciate you, and catch you next one. So I ended earlier, but I feel like it's fall, so let's end it with a nice fire. So let's get. I paused because I was gonna turn the camera off. I don't even know what I was doing right there. But yeah. Earlier today, I did chop some wood instead of cutting grass. So I don't have the wood in there right this second. I chopped a bunch of pecan, and it was definitely harder than I thought it would be. But it's fall. It's starting to feel like fall. So we're getting a fire going. I'm going to cuddle up next to it. Well, we're going to cuddle up on the couch. They're not going to be next to it. We don't have anything comfortable. I'd like to get some bean bags. I miss bean bags. Back in the day, had the bean bag chairs. Best thing ever. Finished canning those beans. So this is how we're going to end the day. We're going to end it with a good fire. I hope it's a good fire. We go grab some bigger wood for it. It is funny though, like start a fire and we got the windows open. Like It's like to offset the heat from the fire. We got the windows open so it cool off. I'll tell you what, there's nothing like a good wood burning fireplace. It is nice. Gas and stuff is good too, but I know it could be a lot of work because you gotta poke it and things, but that crackle and that smell, beautiful. So, now, this is the end. Appreciate you hanging out with us today. We'll catch you in the next one.